now we're moving into the CNC area. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on here?
Yeah, basically this is where we cut all the backing plates, Blake. In here we have 51 different materials, none of them being wood. We're going to cut that. So everywhere there's meant to be bolts or screws or some kind of connection in the boat, this is where all those backing plates will come through. So come with me, we'll go over here and I'll show you the routers and how we cut things. What you'll find in this department is a 3D router here. So we're cutting things in 3D. We also have a 2D router down there. We have a glass cutting table over here behind us. So between these three machines, we're going to cut all of our materials. Everything from aqua steel to lightweight foams and stuff. Everything's cut in whatever size, angles and stuff it needs to be. And it's delivered to lamination. Then these pieces get laminated in that we'll see shortly, and you never see them again. Some places cut these things by hand, especially fiberglass. Regulator chooses for consistency purposes to cut everything in the machine so everything is cut precisely the right size. We have a naval architect and engineers that say in some places use PVC, in some places use sanded PVC, in some places use ABS plastic, in some places use aqua steel. Whatever it happens to be, each one has different properties. So depending on what you're looking for, screw retention, tensile ability, or whatever it is, they'll use different properties in different pieces throughout the whole boat. For example, in your T-top, we put a piece for rocket launchers to bolt in on the back to make it nice and strong so you don't vibrate, you don't hear rattles, you don't hear that kind of stuff. Well, that goes in there regardless whether you order a rocket launcher or not. So a customer can then come back to their dealer a year later and say, I want to add a rocket launcher. You can put it in there, mount it, and still mount it through the backing plate that's there, so you can have blind fasteners and things along those lines.
And this is how you're getting into those issues. A lot of manufacturers, they just have screws punched in the fiberglass.
Yeah, and here's what the difference is, what makes a regulator a regulator. If you just put stuff in the fiberglass, sooner or later, they're going to rattle, they're going to come loose, they're going to back out, you're going to feel vibrations, and by having that backing plate, you can rid that vibrations and noise and everything else you hear. So when you ride a regulator, it's nice and quiet, you don't get those vibrations, and it's because those backing plates are through the entire boat where all the screws and nuts are.
So I want to ask you a question. On this router, we have this piece of, I'm going to guess it's composite.
Yep.
But I see it says 31 ports.
So this particular boat, when it goes in the 31 boat. So it's part of that way. On the port side, it's part of the bulkhead that goes in there. So they label, these machines also can get an engraved, so all our parts is labeled. And you can see a lot of them numbered. So when you get back in lamination, it looks like a puzzle piece, everything numbered going in. When that gets laminated in and covered up with fiberglass, you'll never see the 31 port again, but it helps our team install in the part. So Blake, as we continue here through the CNC area, now you're starting to see some of the products they put here. For example, this is a 26 swim platform you see there. So you can feel that nice lightweight piece, wow. And that'll be the part of the swim platform to go in there. But not only that, you can feel pieces like this. This is a piece of aqua steel that goes into 26 exo tackle center.
Material right
yeah,
here.
And you see the holes and everything. So now when we bolt this through, part of these will get laminated in the hull and part in the console, and this is where we'll go. So you have this backing plate that you never ever see again, and that's why, you know, they're so solid. You feel it even after a boat's several years old, they're still solid because we can put these backing plates everywhere, all the way down. People don't even realize this is a 41 dive door. Look how it's shaped like the dive door. This is a piece of PVC, so it's going to be the edge. So even when you attach the hinge back here, your hinge is going into PVC. Your screws got something to bite on that's there. So by putting this absolutely everywhere around the boat and all the parts, filling things, that's where you're getting that robust feel of the regulator.